Hey everybody, I'm Joe.
And I'm Ben.
And this behind me is the all-new 2025 Paradigm 380 MP. Ben, what are some of the specs on this thing?
This coach is going to come in at 40 feet, 11 inches, and it's going to be just over 14,000 pounds.
That's awesome. Why don't we go ahead and take you guys inside first? All right, now that we're in the interior of the 380 MP, which is the ultimate family coach, it's a home away from home.
Yeah.
Ben, what are some of the first things you're gonna notice right when you walk in the door?
So right when you walk in, you will notice a distinct difference in the interior package. This is going to be our Harmony linen package, which is going to have a balance between your earth tones and a modern design that's really going to draw that attention.
I love that. Just giving you that ultimate camping experience when you're looking out these beautiful windows.
Yeah.
All right, why don't we talk about the living room next?
Yeah.
All right, Ben, now we're in the living space, the rear of the coach for the 380 MP. It looks like you got two sofas. Explain what's going on back here.
Yeah, so in the rear part of this coach, you're going to have the sleeper sofa that I'm sitting on here, which is going to be around that size of a queen bed. You're always going to have the hidden storage on both sides of this sofa, storage as well over the top. Huge windows that will be fully functional. So on some of those nights, you'll be able to open things up, let a little bit of that cross breeze come in. And then over in your seat, Joe, you're going to have two electric recliners, and then you're going to have a little storage space that pulls out for cup holders and an armrest.
I love that. And then something that I did notice sitting here is it looks like you have 110 power and USB powered on the end tables next to your sofa here.
Yeah, on both sides.
I love that. All right, so all this seating is optimally positioned directly across your entertainment space.
Yeah.
Why don't we go talk about that next?
Let's do it.
All right, Ben, this looks like a great entertainment space. Can you explain what's going on from top to bottom?
Yeah, so in 25, we had a redesign. We're going with Philips smart TVs across the board in all of your paradigms, as well as an upgraded JBL system that'll have two zones. One will be for here, and then the second one is gonna be in the shower. We'll do our hidden pull-out storage in this configuration, as well as that fireplace.
And that's a 5500 BTU fireplace?
Yes.
Nice, awesome. Is there anything else about this space?
Yeah, Joe, why don't you go ahead and open that up?
So there's a little foot pedal down here, and it looks like it fully opens to reveal a massive storage area.
Yeah, so within this, obviously, you're gonna have the three shelves, LED lighting that's gonna be motion censored. There will always be an outlet, and then two additional storages on the back of that pullout.
I love that. That's just fully optimizing this space back here. Why don't we go ahead and head into the kitchen and talk about the great kitchen setup?
Let's go.
All right, Ben, now that we're in the kitchen with the 380 MP, this is, again, just a great kitchen for families. You have this beautiful, large kitchen island with solid surface countertops that will extend behind to the stove area. Deep stainless steel sink, nice faucet. Something really cool about all of our plumbing setups is that there's a plumbing shutoff valve at every major plumbing location. And then across from that, you're gonna find a nice amount of pantry space or storage space with a nice little coffee nook for your Keurig or something like that. And then tons of storage for your food for your family. Speaking of your food, you got a 19 cubic foot refrigerator that is 12 volt and there's an ice maker. Now, why don't you take this side where they're gonna spend their time cooking?
Yeah, so one thing that we always wanna talk about is always gonna be the solid hardwood cabinetry that is always soft closed with those magnet latches. As Joe was talking about on that solid surface countertop, for the 2025 models, we actually added that up onto the backsplash, so it gives it a super clean waterfall look. You're always gonna have the turkey tested oven, which is gonna be big enough to cook any of those things for those larger families that are gonna be doing more of that extended stay. 30-inch microwave, and then plenty of storage on each side. We also went to the 1/2-inch thick maple glazed, so no more splinters when you're opening up this, and then you're also gonna have a utensil divider on the inside.
That's awesome, giving you that really ultimate cooking experience.
Yeah.
So you can definitely feed and sit as many people are gonna be sleeping in here. So Ben, you got this great kitchen, and directly across from it, you got that 4-person dinette. Why don't we go talk about that next? All right, Ben, we're in the slide out of the camp side of the 380 MP. You got what looks like to be your standard 4-person dinette. The other two chairs are up under the bed, but there's a sticker on here. There's something different about this table. What's different?
Yeah, so the new feature with this is we got a ton of feedback, right? Feedback from our customers is going to be a huge drive for us with being obsessed with what that retail customer wants. So a lot of customers are wanting to be able to work from home and to have a workstation. So by the pull of a little knob on the bottom side, we can transition this out and over, and then we can have a desk setup that will be set up for either 1 or 2 people.
I love that. So this coach, you're telling me, is a multi-purpose coach with the 380 MP. You have not 1, but 2 potential workstations.
Absolutely.
Giving you just ultimate freedom for if both people work from home or work remotely. That's really cool. So why don't we go ahead now and head to the other space where the other person would be working?
Yeah.
All right, and the 380 MP, Ben, I think this stands for multi-purpose room, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, it does.
What are the purposes of this room here?
So the idea behind this is to be able to use it for not only those families that want to camp, as well as it being a multi-purpose room for a workstation or a place where you could have couples that are traveling long distances have their own space. So again, you always have that Philips Smart TV on the inside here that can be multi-purposed for whether it be a computer monitor, as well as a TV or a sitting station. You'll always have the knockout in the countertop, which is going to allow for cords to come up if they are using it for that. You'll have storage on the inside with a wardrobe as well as the drawers. And then behind me, this sofa here will flip out into a sleeper. And then you're also going to have the motorized one on top that can dual as a bunk.
So it goes up and down. So you're fitting 1, 2, 3, and then looks like there's a loft actually up here.
There is.
So you can fit 4 people in here pretty comfortably.
You could, absolutely.
So if you use this as a space for your family, you got 4 people, it can be a mobile office, it can be a separated space for if you need your own dedicated space from when you're traveling. I love that. Really makes this room just hyper multifunctional. And you've got these massive windows.
Absolutely. I mean, as you can see, the lighting coming into here is not going to be production style lighting, right? This is for sure natural light. And again, those windows are fully functional.
I love that. Why don't we go ahead and head up to the hallway and talk about the loft, and then we'll finish the rest of the coach up there.
So, all right, now we're in the hallway of this 380 MP, and this is going to give you the extra bunk area from that multi-purpose room, which is where you would come up to it off of this ladder here, which just lifts up and down for easy storage. And then there's going to be a bed in here with power to be able to separate some of that or to be able to look down into that multi-purpose room. Now let's go check out the bathrooms. On the master bath in the upper bed deck of this 380 MP, you're going to have dual entrances into it. Those will also be the new self-latching sliding doors. Then you're going to have this full fiberglass shower surround that is going to be stepped down with the teak seat, as well as the glass shower doors, and then plenty of storage within this bathroom with a stainless steel sink, medicine cabinet above, and then you're going to have another above and below storage to be able to house all of those bathroom things that you would need. You'll have the soft close seat and lid on the toilet that is also going to be a foot flush and a porcelain, which is going to give you a bunch of amenities within this bathroom. Now let's go check out the bedroom. All right, now in this upper bed deck in the master bedroom on the 380 MP, you're going to have a lot of features to talk about that are going to encompass that modern design that's going to equate to practical camping experience. So you'll have the king bed. There's a queen bed option that'll give you larger nightstands. Again, a ton of fully functional windows. The taller slides are going to add for more head height. And then you're going to see this harmony linen decor that kind of ties everything together. You'll have storage on the underside, and then one of the unique features that we added was an extra foot in this bed slide. So as you're working in and out of here or sitting or getting dressed, you're gonna be able to function around here without having any traffic jams. Also on the nightstands, you'll always have power as well as USB ports. And then on the dresser, you'll always have the 6 pull-out drawers, the hidden storage on the top, as well as a shoe storage on that bottom side, which is super convenient as you're coming in and out of this coach. The other Philips Smart TV is going to be up in here, which will have the Roku added on. And then I'm standing under the third AC, which is standard on all paradigms. And we added the RV airflow system, which is going to enable those customers to have 40% more airflow in the upper bed deck of this coach. And then at the end, you also have this master closet that's going to allow you to open up with those self-latching doors. And then you're going to be able to walk in there and put all the things that you would need to put in when you go from home to camper. And additionally, you'll have washer dryer prep in that closet.
Ben, that's a ton of great features. Why don't we head back down to the living space, talk about some creature comforts before we head outside. So Ben, before we head outside, what are some of the creature comforts that you're going to come to find across the board on the Paradigm lineup?
Yeah. So on that Paradigm lineup, those creature comforts typically are going to be the flush floor slides, no floor vents, no carpet, as well as those atrium windows that we talked about. You're going to have dumps on all of those ACs, except in that upper bed deck with that RV airflow. Color-coded, numerically wired.
Yeah, those residential flush can lights. You got the nice accent lighting around the crown molding. There's just a ton of great features in here. Definitely recommend you guys come see one in person. So why don't we go ahead and head outside and talk about all the great features out there. All right, Ben. So now that we're on the outside of the 2025 Paradigm, there's some big differences between a 24 and this. What are those changes?
Yeah, so the biggest changes are just going to be visually, right? A new graphics package, an all new front cap that's going to incorporate the LED lighting as well as an embossed Alliance logo, new sidewall in that pure white. We also encapsulated the framing with that skirt metal so it wraps around it to give it some level of protection, and it just covers up that black frame.
Which looks really good. And you got that new graphics package too, which is just that real linear automotive look, which is real slick driving down the road.
Absolutely.
All right, why don't we head to the campsite and talk about storage and some of the other great features. All right, now that we're on the campsite of the 380 MP, Ben, what are some of the key features over here?
So on this side, you'll always have the two awnings that are going to give you coverage on just about every square inch of this campsite. And then you're going to have two pass-through doors on this campsite that are going to allow for a ton of storage. On the inside in here, you're going to go with our trademark three-way switches, which will allow that customer to be able to control the slides as well as the awnings from whatever side that they're on. So they can close or open things from here as well as inside the coach, and then they can walk around to hit the opposite side to do those same functions and things.
I love that. So if you are camping by yourself, there's that functionality of being able to control it from inside or outside. Love that. Now, why is there so much storage inside the 380?
Great question. So what we've done is we're using what's called our benchmark chassis, and that is going to allow us to be able to engineer this a little bit differently. And with that, we're using the drop frame as well as a 101-inch wide body. And that's going to give us approximately 30% more storage from not only height, but as well as width.
So not only do you have this huge pass-through storage with multi-access points here, the three-way switches, and you're going to have, it looks like 110 power in there, cable hookups in there. You're also going to have a spray port out here that comes with that adjustable hose. And then down below, there's the LP Quick Connect.
Yeah, so those features all together are just going to allow that customer to have more freedom when they're camping, right? So you've got 110 if you want to take a mini fridge with you. If this is going to be a contained space where you're going to be camping for your family, you've got a propane quick connect that's going to allow you to use any size grill that you want. And then you've got a water source there, whether it's for cleaning things off, cleaning up dishes, spraying things down, all in one area. And it's also under the awning.
I love that. Two awnings, great storage space, ultimate campsite setup for you and your family, or wherever you're going to go on your adventures. Why don't we go ahead and head where the rubber meets the road and talk about the performance running gear next?
So where the rubber meets the road is going to be in our performance running gear. And so within this system, we've set up 7 things that we feel are going to separate us from the competition. First and foremost being that 2-inch torsion tube that's going to be welded to the I-beam for extra strength. You've got Super G-rated tires, which each tire is going to be rated at 4,400 pounds. You're going to have spring hangers that are going to be shortened with a V-bracket reinforcement. Then we're going to do the Dexter heavy-duty 4K springs, 7K axles, and then we also do that Moride CRE 3000 suspension system with the heavy-duty half-inch thick shackles and the wet bolts. We do have other options for those retail customers that are going to be traveling long distances, but this literally is where the rubber meets the road.
Ben, thanks for explaining everything about the performance running gear. Why don't we head to the rear wall and talk about everything going on back there? All right, Ben, this may look like an ordinary wall, but I know it's not. What are some of the key features on the rear wall back here?
Yeah, so on all of our rear walls, we'll start at the top with your backup camera prep. So every Alliance coach is going to be prepped for that backup camera. It's just going to be set up to be plug and play. Obviously, you've got your large windows, as well as your reinforced steel ladder, which is also going to have weep holes so that you don't have to worry about water getting inside, freezing, and then exploding. For our models, we introduced the taller LED lights for the brake light to give them more noticeability when they're driving, as well as having this rear bumper and hitch here, which is going to allow for 300 pounds in the rack and then 3,000 pounds in the tow.
I love that. All right, so while we're back here, why don't we go ahead and talk about the roof?
Yeah.
What are some of the key features that you're going to come to find on the Alliance roof?
Yeah, so at the very height, you're going to have those 3 ACs. Those are going to be the high efficiency, low amp draw ACs. The roof material is unique in the fact that it is full PVC, and it's going to come with that lifetime warranty, which is huge for that retail customer.
Absolutely.
You'll also have the solar panel on the top, which is going to be a trickle charge directly to those batteries. And then you'll also have some vents in the ceiling that'll allow for more airflow in those hotter areas.
I like that. It's a white roof, so it's going to be ultra reflective for those UV rays, keeping the coach cooler.
Yep.
And that PVC, let's talk about that for a second. From my understanding, that is, so you have that lifetime warranty, but what's really cool about it is it's patch repairable. So if you are at that campsite with those low trees and you do snag it, get that tear, get that cut, get that rip, you can go to any big box store, buy a PVC patch kit, and that's sufficed to manufacturer standards.
Yes.
I love that. And then those 3 ACs, those are 13.5, so you can run all 3
on a 50 amp service.
off a 50 amp service or 2 off of 30,
Absolutely.
which is really good. Okay, why don't we go ahead and head to the off-camp side and talk about some of the features we're going to find over there.
Okay.
All right, now we're on the off-camp side. We're going to be on the opposite side of the pass-through and your convenience center. What are some of the key features over here, Ben, that they're going to come to find with 380 MP?
Yeah, so you'll have the exhaust for the furnace, which on your HVAC system, you're going to have over 40,000 BTUs. On your water heater, it'll be a 12-gallon gas electric dual source, which is going to be perfect for any of those full timers. And then you'll have your convenience center here, which is going to be strategically set up to highlight your 3-way switches, as well as an outlet for 110 power. And then you'll have your newly added automatic electric dump valves. And for any customer that runs into those issues there will be a cutout on the bottom side so that they can do a manual override. And then you've got the Nautilus system here, which is going to be color-coded and then positionally set up to do all the different system checks that they would want to do.
So that way, if you're at a campsite that has city water or well water, anything like that, there's a nice graphic there that explains everything.
Yeah.
Very convenient. And then one thing that I'm noticing about this area over here is there's this little drawstring.
Yeah.
What's back here behind this?
So back here behind that is going to be everything that you would need as a retail customer to be able to service. And so you'll have your water pump back there, as well as all of your wiring. You'll have some shutoff valves so that you can service or set some things up if you were to get into a scenario like that.
Yeah, and I love that because it's an easy access panel, because a lot of other manufacturers might put like 10 to 12 screws in there.
Yeah.
And you have to remove all those.
Climb
so
in there and climb out. Yeah.
So now you just got that little drawstring, bam, bam, boom. Okay, why don't we go ahead and head towards the front of the coach and talk about some additional features.
Yeah.
All right, so moved up just a little bit. Behind door number 1 here, you're gonna find your 30-pound LP tank. And what I really like about this area is it actually gives you enough room to add 40 pounds. So for those full timers, giving you a little bit more room in your propane. But in front of that, what's that little tiny door do?
So on the little tiny door here is going to be your 6-point hydraulic auto level. This is going to give you convenience of being able to control all of those functions from outside of the coach.
I love that. And what's cool about that is it's optimally positioned so you can see your truck instead of it being like in your pass-through storage where you can't see.
Absolutely.
And also about the propane tanks, it's on both sides as well.
Yeah.
Now let's head to the front and talk about some additional features we may have missed. All right, Ben, now we're back at the front of the coach. We talked about the front cap in the beginning of the video. Let's talk about what's under the front cap.
Yep.
Looks like you got this Kurt Rotoflex pin box here with that nice plate for the eliminate chucking and bucking.
Yeah.
But there's 3 doors under there. What's behind the 3 doors?
So on that top longer one is where you're going to have the tank for your hydraulic storage, as well as your charge controller for the solar system, and then just additional storage. On the bottom left, it's going to be prepped for the propane generator, and then on the bottom right, it would be the place for the batteries.
I like that. So just, again, giving you more storage, put a bunch of batteries in there. You got an option for a generator if that's something you need.
Yeah.
All right, why don't we go ahead and head to the campsite and wrap this video up?
Yeah.
We'd like to thank you guys for joining us on this tour of the Paradigm 380 MP. Ben, how can they learn more about this product?
Yeah, if you want to learn more about Paradigm or Alliance, visit our website at www.alliancerv.com. And Joe, how can they follow us?
Yeah, so you guys can go to any social media platform and just search for @AllianceRV, and we hope that you guys choose to join the Alliance.
And if you get going,
Let's do it, guy. Done, dude.
yeah, I got the walk off that time.
Did. All right.